Finds Watkins. Watkins turns! Watkins scores! Ollie Watkins! That is wonderful!
Right. Don't get carried away. We've still got one more game to go. I repeat, do not get carried away.
Touching hands, reaching.
England are on their way to Berlin to play in the European Championship final.
It's coming home, it's coming home, it's coming, football's coming.
Right, ladies and gents, we've made it to Frankfurt. We're not in Berlin, we've got a connecting flight, so ignore that intro. We had an absolute nightmare with lastminute.com, and they completely ballsed up our booking and refunded us. And before we carry on, let's address the elephant in the room, or the hideous hairstyle in the room, because I know what you're thinking. Rather than Gaza, I look more like, maybe even not Eminem. A lot of people are telling me I look like Robbie Fowler more than Paul Gascoigne from the mid-90s. I've tried, guys. For those unaware, where is he? He's over there. Legendary England player Paul Gascoigne dyed his hair blonde, bleached his hair for Euro 96. But how did that end? We lost on penalties, so maybe not a good omen. Anyway, guys, am I confident? I'm not confident, but I'm not sceptical. I'm very much somewhere down the middle. I feel like this could go either way, 50-50, flip of a coin. For me, it depends not whether Spain are going to turn up, it depends whether England are going to turn up. I feel like if England do turn up on their day, they can beat anyone. But the problem we've had is they've not really turned up much, and we've somehow, some way, found ourselves in the final. But I'm not moaning, I'm not complaining. A lot of people are saying England are lucky, but we've had a lot of bad luck over the years, as have most teams. The hand of God from 1986, Diego Maradona. More recently, Frank Lampard's ghost goal when it crossed the line versus, was it Germany? So many close encounters. Speaking of Paul Gascoigne, that time against Germany where he almost stretched enough to win the game in golden goal. Beckham sending off, probably wasn't a sending off. The Italians ripping our shirts to shreds, pulling back Saka and so on. I'm not being a stereotypical Englishman making excuses, but what I'm saying is it swings both ways. Hopefully the luck and our boys, no, not just luck, hopefully our boys turn up and we do bring it home. Anyway, guys, I'm going to get that connecting flight from Frankfurt to Dresden. Oh yes, to Dresden, not to Berlin, because with that cock-up, every flight was booked up. I'd have to go via Denmark or even Turkey in order to get to Berlin. A direct flight was well over £2,000. So we're going to Dresden, we're hiring a car, we're going to be driving the car to the hotel, we're going to be spending 2 nights in Berlin. But I thought tactically, if England don't bring it home, the last thing I want to be doing is stuck in Berlin listening to all the Spanish celebrations. So we're going to be spending Monday and Tuesday in Dresden. Which is awesome because I could do a bit of ground hopping for the channel. We can check out the home of Dynamo Dresden. Just over an hour away, you've got every German's favourite club, wink wink, RB Leipzig, the Red Bull Arena. We're going to do some ground hopping as well, regardless as to whether England bring it home. Ladies and gents, I'm buzzing for this trip. Let's bloody do this. I'll see you in a bit.
To an England win. Come
Yes,
on, England.
come on. Yes, guys, 2 flights and a 2-hour drive later, we finally made it. We set off this morning at like 2 a.m. It's now 6 p.m. German time, so like 5 p.m. at home. But we're here in the Merkur, some hotel in Berlin. Literally, we've been in here 10 minutes. And as you can see, already made a bloody mess of it. So, England or Spain? England! Are you just saying that because I'm wearing an England shirt? Come on, give me a come on, England! Say it! Right then, ladies and gents, dressed as a stereotypical Englishman. We've sank a couple of pints at the hotel. I'm not going to lie to you, I've got a bit of a buzz on because of those pints, despite the lack of sleep. But I'll be honest, our hotel is about half an hour away from Brandenburg Gate, which is where one of the fan zones is. There's 2 fan zones in Berlin. Brandenburg Gate is the bigger one, where they've got the huge screen and they've got the world's biggest goalposts around the screen. But they've also got another one, the Reichstag building, I think. Tomorrow we're going to check out both of those. It's going to be good. Isn't it, Dave? It's going to be good.
Yeah. It's going to be brilliant.
Come on.
Can't wait.
Yes.
Come on.
A few moments later.
Right guys, Sleeping Beauty is flat out. We've only had a few pints, but that's going to be it for today's episode. We're going to get an early night, so we're fresh in the morning to have an all day, probably, hopefully, all day, the best day of our lives. If England don't bring it home, we're going to make sure that the day is enjoyable up until the end of the game. I'm buzzing for this, but I need to make note that I actually don't have tickets. We don't have tickets. We've got the possibility of getting tickets, but they're going to cost at least £1,200. So we've been biding our time to see if those prices are going to come down. Because believe it or not, you'd think they'd actually go up, but they have come down a little bit. Possibly even £1,000 to £900, we might be able to get a couple of tickets. However, if you've obviously got the choice of tickets to the Olympiastadion to watch the game in person or watching it at Brandenburg Gate, the fan zone, you're probably going to choose in the stadium. But if you've got the choice of £1,000 ticket or Brandenburg Gate fan zone, you are going to be more inclined to the fan zone. I've never experienced a fan zone like the one here at Brandenburg Gate or in Berlin. 50,000 fans they think is going to attend that fan zone. The atmosphere is going to be absolutely unreal, whether it's actually in person at the stadium or at the fan zone. Guys, if it is at the fan zone, I'm not looking at it as a defeat because we've come all the way to Germany to experience, hopefully, a win with fellow English fans. I know everyone hates us, and I know a lot of you guys aren't English, you watch the channel. I want to kind of give you a glimpse as to how much we want it. I honestly feel like if we finally get a trophy, we will calm down a bit. We won't keep going on about football's coming home and so on. Ladies and gents, I'm going to catch up with you tomorrow. I want to get a video up before the game. I'm definitely going to get a vlog, obviously, of the evening's events, the match and so on. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. I am getting a bit nervous now. I'll see you tomorrow.